Today, we're taking a look at 5 cases for your Samsung A13 to see which one is going to be best to protect your device. To buy any of the cases in today's video, check out the mobile phone store linked in the description below. The first case we have is from UAG. Now, UAG are known for their protective cases, and this is certainly no different. It's made from thermoplastic polyurethane, so it's a case that's been built to give your A13 the utmost protection when dropped. However, it does not stop there. The front of the case has a generous lip to protect the screen of your phone if you place it face down on a desk. The buttons on the case are very nice and very easy to click, like all UAG cases. I really like the look of this case. It certainly has the normal UAG look, however I think it still looks sleek and tough at the same time. I think for me, if they had more colours for this case, then it would be better, as with only black it gets a little bit boring, especially as you can get the A13 in some amazing bright colours. Next up, let's take a look at the Ringke Fusion case. Now you can get this case in camo, or like the one we have here, clear. The case has a hard plastic back and rubber edges. There are some nice touches to this case, like the buttons for a start. They're nice and flexible and feel very responsive, and then the volume up button has a dot on it so you know which one you're pressing even before pressing it. The power button is actually completely cut out with a nice beveled edge so you can easily get your finger or thumb on the sensor to unlock the phone. Moving to the rest of the sides, they are nice and smooth and don't add a lot of grip, but they also don't feel slippy. Although if you are prone to dropping your phone often, you might want to consider attaching a lanyard or wrist strap, as you can attach one to the left or right hand side of the case. That way, even if you let go of your A13, it won't actually hit the floor. There is a good lip around all of the edges of the screen and also around the camera. However, thankfully, each of the 4 corners have been raised to the same level so it won't actually rock around on tables. A very nice touch. Overall, this is a good case that will provide good protection. I would like to see how the hard plastic back keeps up over time, as it could get a little bit scratched up. Next up, let's have a look at this case from Zizo. It's their Transform case. Now, if you're like me, the only other case you'd seen from Zizo is the Bolt, which is a pretty big and bulky protective case. This case is a little less bulky, but it still feels very well protective. Now, with all bulky cases, the first thing you need to check is if the buttons feel nice, as sometimes they mute the click. I'm happy to say with this case, the volume buttons feel very nice and responsive. There is a big cutout for the fingerprint reader. The volume rocker is actually made from plastic and has a nice contrast to the rubber on the side of the case, which makes it that little bit easier to find. The whole case has a multi-layered construction, so you have this shock absorbing rubber on the inside and around the screen. Then you have this hard plastic shell. This makes the case feel very nice and solid in the hands. Around the back of the case is a kickstand. It's a little tricky to get out, but it seems to be getting easier over time. I've also managed to pull off the stand from the case, but thankfully it clips back in very easily. The stand holds the phone up fairly well, however, because it's not in the center, you can push the phone over if you press in the top left-hand corner. I would say it's also really only usable in landscape and not portrait mode. Overall, a very good protective case. But one thing that annoys me is that when the stand is closed, it does not fit flush with the rest of the case. This means that when laying flat on a table, it will rock around. The next case we have takes protection that one step further by covering up the screen as well. This is the Ducis Skin X case, which I have to say looks great in this blue purplish colour. As soon as you lift the front cover, you can already feel the quality, as the cover is actually held down with these 2 magnets. With the cover open, you can also see there is an indent for a card as well. Handy to hold a gym pass or your ID, now that your bank cards can easily be added to your phone. The case has been well designed, as you can actually stand the phone up in the cover as well. The cover actually fits into these little notches on the back of the case to make sure it doesn't actually fold flat. Moving to the part of the case that your phone actually fits in is made from a lovely soft rubber material, which is fairly thick, so you can trust that it will protect your phone when dropped. The volume buttons feel good thanks to the slits either side of them, and there is a nice big cutout for the thumbprint sensor. Honestly, I don't think there's anything I would change about this case. It feels nice in the hands, is well designed and looks great. I suppose the only downside is that it does add a fair amount of bulk to the A13, but realistically all wallet style cases do. Next we have the Olixar silicone case for the Samsung A13. The A13 comes in not so many colours, with the only really interesting one, the light blue option. Thankfully, Olixar sell these lovely bright coloured silicone cases. We have ours in this pastel pink, however it's also available in blue, navy and a less exciting black. The silicone material feels very nice in the hands. It's grippy but not too much. As with all silicone cases, lint does seem to get stuck to the case. However, it does wipe off fairly easily too. The silicone material will help stop your phone sliding down off your sofa and landing on your hard floor. Speaking from experience here. The buttons are nice and flexible, making them nice to press. Although there are no slits either side of them, they still have a satisfying click. Around the power button and fingerprint sensor, there is a nice big gap, so you'll have no issues entering your finger or thumbprint. Overall, this provides nice protection, but it's not going to handle massive drops too well. I do like how Olixar have individually cut out each camera rather than one big rectangle here. It makes it look a lot more premium than the cost. So there you go, 5 great cases to protect the Samsung A13. Let us know in the comments below which one you would choose, and to buy any of these cases or any other accessories, check out the links in the description below.